Welcome. In this lecture, we want to see about applications of ChatGPT in Excel. Now, Excel has been used by millions of users for last around more than 30 years. So, we may expect that ChatGPT will definitely do very well with Excel. But unfortunately, it is not that. And that is actually expected also because ChatGPT is a language model. So, it is not good with numbers. There is one very good interview of Sam Altman on YouTube where he explains this issue. And let us check this thing. And I myself encountered this issue while preparing this lecture, and therefore I have kept both wrong. Wrong means completely wrong, and then how to get the right answer from ChatGPT. So, first, let us start with something very easy. Say, for example, this is the simple formula. Suppose I want to ask it that, yeah, this one, that please give me a formula for rounding a value in a cell of Excel sheet. And then another formula for finding average of values in a range of cells. There, ChatGPT gave me this formula and it did really well. Round, then value. Value means the cell reference in which that value is present and how many digits you want to round it to. Okay. So I used it here. My value is this in cell B1 and I want to round it to 3 digits, suppose. So I use this formula. This is just formula, but here actually it is applied. So equals round B1 C3. And when I press enter, it correctly did the rounding. So that is fine. Then a second question was finding average. And there also it gave me correct answer, that is equal to average range of cells in which the value is present. So here my values are present in A1 to A10. So I used that formula here, average A1 to A10, and press enter, immediately gives answer. So again it does well. Now the next we took slightly difficult question, that we want to find the weighted average. Weighted average means suppose these are the values and these are the weights. And weighted average means this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this and so on up to this multiplied by this and some sum of all those numbers divided by sum of all these weights like this, and it gave me the correct answer also for weighted average. Let me find where is that answer. Yes, here it is. I asked me give me formula for calculating weighted average, and it told me that it is the sum product range of values, range of weights divided by sum of range of values. So here, for example, sum product first is the range of values, blue colored. Then second is the range of weights, red colored, divided by sum of range of weights, red color. And when I pressed enter, it gave me correct. I checked also. Checking is required because ChatGPT is not good with numbers. Okay. So that's fine. So far, so good. However, it made some real mess with this particular thing. That I gave this data to it, that this is suppose for a company, year, revenue, COGS, that is cost of goods sold, and operating expenses. And I asked it to calculate gross profit, and net profit margin. and see how first time it completely messed up whole thing, and not only messed up but it gave some completely made up definitions. For example, first say here it gave net profit margin is some product or something like that, which is not correct. But suppose that was my mistake, I should have started a new chat, because here it is using the weighted average. So I should have started a new chat because it remembers the previous and tries to find the context from previous answers. So fine, suppose. But next time I clarified even that I have the first column is year, second column is revenue, third is COGS, fourth is operating expenses. I even gave the name of the column A, B, C, D, but it gives this kind of formula, which is not correct formula, that it is B2 minus C2 minus D2. Okay. Now that is not correct formula for gross profit. Actually speaking, so I immediately became suspicious that what is this? Is this gross profit? So I checked myself by visiting this particular link on Investopedia, and yes, it was giving totally made up answer. Gross profit is actually just B2 minus D2. Okay, that is revenue minus uh, so next time I started new chat and gave it same data, same identical data, and this time it give me gross profit is equal to revenue minus COGS. So revenue minus COGS. This operating profit D2 never comes, but first time it gave even D2 also in the calculation of answer, which was, I mean, surprising. And suppose somebody does not know about this was given as answer. Okay, this was given as answer. So for gross profit also. Then in second mistake which it made is that for net profit also it gave same answer. This one. And I had to again, I mean, I had to again clarify that your formula for net profit and gross profit is same. First of all, it gave wrong formula for gross profit, and second, it gave same formula for net profit also. That means it understood that gross and net profits are same. But that all happened because I did not start new chat. Next time, when I asked, it gave the correct answer that net profit is gross profit minus operating expense. So this is the gross profit and this is minus operating expense. So that is why this first is this. Okay. And here is the formula. So I can just then drag it and all years gross profit will be calculated. Similarly here, this is the formula, gross profit minus operating expense, and all years, sorry, all years net profit would also be calculated. Then for net profit margin, remember this is when I started a new chat, then it gave correct answer, but it gave answer in word, and sometimes the cell references were not perfectly okay. For example, in gross profit itself, it gave G2 minus C2. Of course, it clarified that assume that revenue is in column B and goods is in, you can replace G2 and C2 with corresponding cell references. So one should not use ChatGPT blindly, and particularly this thing become important while you are writing an automating script using ChatGPT. So one has to manually check with numbers. It is still not that good. Okay. Now net profit margin. So here it has given correct formula with correct cell reference. F2 divided by B2, net profit divided by this and multiplied by 100 because I asked margin in percentage. Okay. So this is the net profit margin. So the what is the lesson from this lecture? The lesson is that while you use ChatGPT for numbers or Excel, then please be careful. And of course, somebody may say that all these things can be done by built-in things in Excel only. Yes, I know that, but this is just for trying ChatGPT with Excel. So it seems that unfortunately, Excel is many people's very favorite tool, but ChatGPT will take some time to reach up to that level. As a news, I can say that Microsoft has announced an official add-in for which automatically integrates with your Excel, provided you have Office 365 subscription. Okay, then you can just insert a ChatGPT Open API, Open AI API key, and it will work built in. So all this switching between windows will not be required. But even for that also, I advise, because it completely makes up thing, that is the lesson from this small